Hey folks, this is Matt, aka Slash, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program! We finally updated to 0.22, which means it is time to start ourselves a career mode. Save? I don't think I actually have any other saves going on here. Yeah, I wiped everything out, so we're gonna go with career mode. And we're going to call this... Can we call it /space? Well, let me do that. We'll find out. And I've created my own flag right here. Matt, aka KSP flag. Which will be our space program's flag of choice. And let's get right into career mode, shall we? Very excited with this. I've tinkered with it a little bit off camera. And, I have also, let's go into research and development, the new area here, just to take a look. And I've also seen Kurt and Zisto do some work in this. So here we have our initial set of parts. We got a command pod Mark 1. So we can hold one guy, Jebediah most likely, in there. We got our initial liquid fuel engine here, which scrolls past the top of the screen. I can't tell what exactly they call it. Just LVT-30, I guess. Let's see. What do we got next? We got a solid fuel booster right there. We have some fuel tanks. We've got a modular girder segment, which just lets us stick things onto other things with some more space. We got our antenna for communicating stuff. And we got a parachute for getting back down, hopefully safely. And we need to get ourselves 4 science to unlock these additional fuel tanks, a container of mystery goo, which will allow us to do more science experiments, and a stack decoupler so that we can actually leave parts of our craft behind. And actually, apparently we need 5 science for that. I guess this is 4 parts, is what that means for 5 science. So, let's jump right into it as fast as we can. This first flight will probably be suborbital, I would imagine. I don't even know if I'm going to bother saving it, to be honest. I think we're just going to throw a bunch of parts together here. Let's get, I think, 3 of these guys on here. And an engine. Like so. Whoops. Oops, nope, that's the duplicate button. I wanted the other shift button. Okay, like so. And then let's get some structural components out here. I'd like to just snap that on maybe there-ish. And then come back over here and grab ourselves a solid rocket booster. I want to try and get as much altitude as I can here. That's not too shabby. I'll accept that. And then we'll just go boom. I think it's X does the symmetry. Yep, we'll put 4 on there. Like so. Okay, I'm happy with that. What other pieces am I missing here? Let's do the parachute, obviously. And let's put our antenna on here. We'll put it right there. Seems good enough to me. And that's all that we can do so far. Our crew is going to be Jebediah Kerman. Fantastic. And we need to get our staging set up properly. And we're going to drop that in there. Drag that up there. I guess we'll drag this up here too. I don't know what this exactly is for. This seems to be the ship as a whole. So I don't know why it's a item, I guess you'd call it, on the list. And yeah, we'll go ahead and have everything fire at the same time. I think that's good enough. So let's do our first launch, shall we? See how this loading screen does in 0.22. In 0.21, it was definitely going fairly slow. That was a much better loading time than I was getting in 0.21, so I'm happy with that. Now we just gotta wait for the physics to kick in. There it went. Okay, fantastic. Alright, well, before we even take off, I think we can get some science by asking Jeb how he's doing. So, Jeb, how you doing? Crew report. Alright, so, crew report from Launchpad is worth 5 MITs of data, or it has 5 MITs of data in it, and is worth 1.5 science. Fantastic, we're going to go ahead and transmit that now. So, antenna extends. Let's get our resources screen up here. And, oops. And it uses up a sizable chunk of our electric charge. But that's fine, because we're going to be generating more on our way up. So, let's throttle up to about 2/3 as per usual. SAS on. Like I said, I don't think we've got enough oomph here to get into orbit, but let's go ahead and try to get up to space at least. And we will launch in 3, 2, 1. Ignition! Woo! And away we go! It's amazing how fast these super light rockets get up in the air. Wowee. Alright, well, let's drop this guy down. We don't need to be going much more than 200 meters per second, and the solid rocket boosters are doing a good job of that. Alright, heading straight up still. Pretty good job. Electric charge is dropping due to the SAS being on and the main engines being off. We got some overheat going, but that's fine. I can accept that. Ooh, look at the air drag happening here. That's fun. Can we do another crew report? Let's do one right now. Ooh, the shores look inviting. Let's throttle up to about 2/3 throttle. Yeah, let's go ahead and transmit that, since we're still generating electric charge. Alright, data is being sent. Crew report while flying over Kerbin's shores. Gave us 3.5 science. Let's tip over to the north to about the 45-degree mark or so. I left the SAS on because the SAS will allow you to override it a little bit better in this version. Doing pretty good here. This is not the most... I switched to orbital view here on our trajectory. It's not the most efficient thing to pitch over north because we have to correct for the rotation of the planet some. But mainly I'm interested in direction, not so much height here. Let's pull up a little bit though. And let's go ahead and drop this down some more. Just out of curiosity, what are we getting in terms of a trajectory? 40,000. Wow, we could actually get up to space here. If we're lucky. How we doing? Let's do another crew report. Crew report from Kerbin's upper atmosphere. So that's something new. We'll transmit that while we're still running an engine that gives us electrical charge. Fantastic. Alright, how else are we doing here? What is our apoapsis? Still doing pretty good. Pretty good indeed. I'm a little concerned about where we're going to end up landing. And our engines are going to end up cutting off, I think, before we really get that orbital... Oh, there it went. How high did we get? We didn't quite get up to orbit. But that's fine. I'm okay with that. We'll be able to do a better rocket next time with the parts that we'll get from all this science. Let's see, what do we got here? Crew report. That's still upper atmosphere, so I'm not going... And it's less science value, so I'm not going to bother doing anything with that. Let's go ahead and discard it for now. We're probably a bit high over Kerbin at the moment to really get much else going on in terms of useful information. Maybe when we get down a little bit further, we might have an opportunity to get a crew report flying over the mountain ranges or something along those lines. Jeb is having the time of his life, however. Oh my gosh. This guy. This guy. What's it look like in there, dude? Hey, that's a pretty cool... Oh, look at that antenna. That antenna looks freaking huge on the inside of this ship. Looks so tiny on the outside. But yeah, that's okay. I get it, man. That looks pretty cool. You're close to space. Good job. All right, now we are descending. Camera? Does that give us anything different in terms of our crew report? Nope, same message as before. I think we'll go ahead and stage. Pop the chute. Okay, it has been popped. I'm so used to things disappearing over here. I'm not used to having to have the whole vessel. Hopefully we don't have any problems on landing on a solid surface here. I did not consider that as part of my calculations. But we'll see what happens when we get a little closer to the surface. Alright, our drag chute has just deployed. We're actually getting some re-entry effects, even though we weren't really up in the in space so much. But we're coming down actually pretty darn fast, so I'm hoping that the parachute is able to slow us down. Let's see, can we get a new crew report while this is happening? Crew report while flying over the highlands. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and transmit that. Just in case. Alright, now we're all out of engine fuel, the liquid fuel that generates electric charge, so we won't be able to send another crew report. We're going to have to, when we generate one, we're going to have to just hang on to it and let it be reported when the vessel is recovered, which hopefully will actually succeed in occurring here. Jeb seems to be not too worried about it. Let's see, anything new in the crew report? Just spamming crew report at this point. I really don't like where it looks like we're going to be touching down, although it seems like maybe we'll be at the base of the mountains, so that's not too bad. But I would like this chute to deploy a little bit more forcefully here before Jeb becomes a red spot. There we go. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. The whole ship stayed together. So that's a success. I don't think we'll have any problems tipping over. These are positioned fairly low. So Jeb should be safe. That's the same thing there. Maybe we'll get something different once we've landed. Whoa! Okay. Alright, we hit a little hard for the solid rocket boosters to withstand there. So unfortunately, poor Jeb has sort of tipped over. Oh, this is new. I don't think the parachutes used to do that. Or did that fall off? They may have fallen off. It says debris. I think we're resting on the old the parachute that used to be on here. Oh, okay. Jeb's not worried anymore. He's fine. Let's do another crew report real quick. Crew report from the Kerman's Highlands. Alright, it's only worth 1.5, but we'll keep it. And let's recover what remains of this vessel, shall we? Actually, you know what? Can we... Where is the hatch? Can you exit safely? I think you're going to exit underneath. Let's give it a shot. Let's try to EVA you. Oh, hatch is obstructed. Can I turn? Can I rotate? No. Okay, no EVA at the end of this mission. That's fine. Let's recover the vessel and see how well we did on our mission. Alright, so we have the crew report that I generated but didn't transmit. That was worth 1.5 science. And then we recovered the vessel. It survived the flight. So we got 5 science from that, which gives us 6.5 science earned in addition to the 18 science that we got from our transmissions. So that is not too shabby. So now we can go into R&D, and we can research our basic rocketry. And now we have 13 science. We might be able to research some other stuff. Like here we have some additional engines. This one I think is a stronger engine. We got some bigger solid fuel boosters. We got the tiny rocket to help with separation. Or we can, and that's 20 science, so we can't get that one yet. This one's 18, so we can't get that either. That's to give us nose cones, winglets, and radial decouplers, which that's kind of nice. And then here's survivability. This gives us a small engine for like a landing engine, landing legs, and a radial mount parachute. But that's 15 science, so all of these are too expensive for us at the moment. So we're just going to have to work on building a rocket with a couple additional parts and see how well things go. Alright, well now that we have a radial decoupler, let's go ahead and use it. And now we can do perhaps this fuel tank and an engine. This will be our... Whoa! Don't do that. This will be our sort of deorbiting... Actually, let's not do that fuel tank then. If we're just deorbiting with it, we don't need much more than this, really. Keep the weight down as much as possible. Alright, now let's throw another coupler on there, like so. And then we can go ahead and throw some of these guys on. Like so. That's not too shabby. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of that because my plan is... I don't want this to get too unwieldy here. Let's go with that. And then another stack decoupler. And then we're just going to do these like that. And we'll go with this design again. We plop that on fairly low. We get these guys on fairly low. And then we take them back off, bump the symmetry up, and snap them back on. Oop. Okay, very finicky. Right there. Okay. So the idea here, and let's get the staging right. That goes off. These guys go off. That sounds good. Then this breaks off. Then we fire that. Then that breaks off. Then we fire that. Then that breaks off. Okay, the staging figured itself out. The idea here being that this gets us up. This gets us into orbit. This gets us out of orbit. And then we break off and go from there. So, do we have any more science? We do. We have mystery goo containment units, which I think we're just gonna plaster all over the ship. Where this, I guess this is the hatch here that I put the. Let's move this first. This is ridiculous. Let's put that. Maybe here. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And now we'll put the mystery goo on. These guys are pretty huge. Wow. It's not expecting them to be this big. Can we do just 2 of them on opposite sides like this? So I want to get readings from them at multiple stages, but if you... Okay, that'll work, I guess. And let's go ahead and name this one. This will be... Goo... Ship. Lollipop. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So we'll do one mystery goo experiment maybe during flight and then one in orbit. And see how well that goes. I'm hoping to get into a polar orbit with this, because I was doing some reading that suggests that going on a bunch of EVAs over the various biomes gets you lots and lots of science. So if you go a polar orbit, you can pick up pretty much every biome on the planet. Hopefully this isn't too big and unwieldy. We don't have any other control mechanisms for it other than the reaction wheels right up here at the top. But center of mass is good. Center of lift is good. I think. It's right in the middle. Center of thrust is good. Down low. So I'm hopeful. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, but I think that this ship will do it. Let's give it a shot. Okay, here we go. Gonna bring the resources up. Guess we might as well set it to stage only. Oh no, there's nothing there. I'll just keep it like that. I'm curious. See how this goes. Alright, let's get some science right off the bat. Get ourselves a crew report from the launch pad. It's not worth a whole lot, actually, because I guess we've done that before. But we'll transmit it. Why not? We're going to get that electric charge back pretty early. And we are going to get ourselves ready for launch. Let's throttle up to, say, there. And we'll launch in 3, 2, SAS on, launch! And we are having some serious issues. Oh, Nelly. Alright. Okay. Jebediah is fine with this. Jebediah is perfectly fine with this. If he's fine with it, I'm fine with it. Just stay up until we manage to drop this stage. And then maybe we can correct it. Oh, we're tipping over so bad. Oh, wow. I tried to correct, but I mean, like, there's not a whole lot I can do to correct for this. Oh, we're spinning way too fast. We're spinning way too fast. That solid fuel is gonna go flying off. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Jettison that. Wow. Holy mackerel. Okay. That was nuts. Okay, there we go. Doing pretty good. Steady velocity. Going up. Wasn't intending on a gravity turn yet, but I guess we'll go with it because it's already happened. Wow. Okay. How you doing? How you doing, Jeb? Let's go ahead and transmit that. Holy moly. Let's take a look at our orbital information here. Alright, we're gonna need to pull up, I think. Just a tad. Try and get some proper altitude here. Let's drop it down a bit. I want to try and keep this value from changing too much because I need to conserve fuel. Get ourselves up into a good position to attain orbit here. Of course, I'm going about this in a less efficient way by aiming for a polar orbit at this point, but take what I can get. Jeb is thrilled. He sees nothing out in his little port, but he's thrilled. Okay, let's bring it down a notch here. So far, so good. Alright, so while we're still ascending, let's go ahead and examine one of these mystery goo containers, shall we? Observe mystery goo. The goo seems to be getting very cold now. Alright, now we only get 40% of this value if we transmit it. So we're just going to hang on to it. That's why it's attached to the capsule here. Hopefully it'll stay attached when the chute deploys. I am concerned about that, so we might lose it altogether. But hopefully we can recover this afterwards. So we're just going to keep that data. How are we doing on our ascent? Slow and steady wins the race. We are looking at 30,000 right now for the peak. What is our orbital speed looking like? Increasing, so that's good. That's good. Alright, let's see. When this gets to maybe 50,000, I think we'll pitch back over to the 45. And try and get ourselves into more of an orbital trajectory, push this out more. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Can we rotate a little bit? Yeah, why not? Let's point that way. Oh no! That stage ran out. That's no good. Oh, that's very not good. Alright. Point ourselves over in that direction, shall we? Oh, man. Oh, we're not going to have enough fuel to get into orbit with this. Darn it! Oh, that's horrible news. Yeah, we're going to run out of fuel very soon. And done. Gosh darn it. I really thought we were going to have success with that. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know if it was the solid rocket boosters spinning out of control, caused us to pitch over too soon. I'm guessing that's what it was. Alright, well, let's go ahead and crew report in the meantime. That's not worth a whole lot. We won't even bother transmitting it, I don't think. Yeah, what is our trajectory looking like here? Looks like we're still in the highlands area. So we're not really going to get much else crew report wise. Well, alright, let's go ahead and transmit. Transmit data. Oh, that's going to transmit everything, isn't it? Yeah, that's transmitting the goo, too. Oh, okay. It got some of the data. Alright, let's observe the mystery goo again. Okay, we'll keep that data. And then we'll observe it again whenever we get down. Can we retract this? Stop transmitting. Alright, well. Might as well turn the SAS off. There's no reason for it. Might as well jettison this stage. And we'll let the chute activate when it can. And at this point, we're just waiting on old Jeb to come on back down. We did not attain an orbit, so we're not going to be doing any EVA on this trip. Sadly. But maybe the next one. Alright, we're getting up on 5,000 meters. Figure it's time to observe the mystery goo again on the way down. Mystery goo observation while flying at Kerbal. It jiggles and wobbles as the craft flies. Or falls would be more accurate. But now we have falling observation and rising observation, basically. And this one is worth how much? 6.7 science. And this one is worth 7 science. So that'll be almost 13 science from that. Do we have... Let's do a crew report. Oh, while flying over Kerban's grasslands. Fantastic. This is a different biome. Hey, I can see my house from here, I think. I don't think so. I have never seen, other than Kerbal Space Center itself, I have never seen any sign... Oh, I think that was our other parts exploding nearby. But I have never seen any structures on the surface of this planet. So I don't know where you think your house is. But it is not here. Almost there. And... touchdown! 7 points. Oh, Moon, we will get to you one day. Alright, well, that's gonna do it, I think, for this episode. Let's recover the vessel and see what we retrieved science-wise. Come on now, there we go. 4 experiments recovered. Alright, we have the crew report, 3.5 science. Mystery goo from the upper atmosphere, 6.7 science. Mystery goo while falling, basically, 7 science. And for recovery of a vessel that survived a flight, 0.8 science. So we got 18 science from this sum right here. Oh, it adds up nicely, actually. And we had some additional science that we transmitted. It brings our science total up to 35, which is pretty fantastic. So we'll be able to go in, do some more research and development next time. But for now, I'm going to have to bid you adieu. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Later.